Level You Cheated, a very interesting level of the Backrooms. The funny thing about this level is no matter whatever you do, cheated or not cheated, you're always a cheater. And this level shows no mercy towards the cheaters. And due to that reason, this one is labeled as Class Dead Zone under Survival Difficulty. That means it's extremely unsafe and have dozens of lethal entities. It's constantly changing properties too. Level You Cheated is an incredibly dangerous, anomalous level. By look, it appears to be a former server compartment and prevailed, allegedly established by those who developed the arcade game. Even you could be transported to this level sometimes by playing arcade game in level press start. Anyway, coming back to the story, well, in this level, attempting to mess with anything will immediately assassinate you. And no clipping into most objects will incline to bring you promptly to the void. And you're all very much aware of what happens when someone ends up in the void. They just never find a way to come back. And the void is a pitch black, dark, endless space. So I suggest be very careful while you're in Level You Cheated. When you arrive here, the level seems ordinary at first, nothing sketchy about it. Nonetheless, within 5 minutes of prevailing here, the circumstances will start to change. And the more time you spend here, the more worse it gets. 5 minutes of staying in the level and you, the cheater, will see the aspects of the game will begin altering. Portions of the ceiling will decline. Entities will commence spawning, and the cheater's sanity will diminish. Imagine this is just the starting. 10 minutes of staying in the level, and it causes the geometry to begin collapsing. Ceiling tiles will begin to fall onto the cheater, and walls will begin to crumble, allowing more entities to attack you. And this level has the worst kind of entities, and loads of them are here. 20 minutes of staying in the level, it causes most electronics to either combust or explode, which can start a fire. The fires will quickly engulf the whole level, but the cheater can still survive. The last 30 minutes of staying in the level will cause the power to shut off and will open the doors located in the level. Cheaters will have 60 seconds to get out of this main room before it explodes. After the main room explodes, the rest of the level turns into a maze with arcade cabinets littered throughout that, and all read one message: nobody likes cheaters. Entities will begin swarming the level, hunting you down. The fire will continue to engulf the level, and it doesn't stop here. This level gets even more dangerous from here. If a cheater manages to survive for a whole hour in this level, they'll be given a quarter, and their final task is to put a quarter into an arcade cabinet. Entities will begin to multiply, and all entities in the level will know where the cheater is at all times. I mean, what could be more scary than this? And in your final time, which is 120 minutes after staying in this level, if a cheater fails to use their retry in an hour, the rest of the level explodes. End of story. No mercy for the cheaters, like I mentioned earlier. Now, coming to the entities. This level has loads and loads of entities, all dangerous kind. I'll mention a few of them here. The first one is Smilers, one of the most common on the level. They're mostly found in dark spaces. You Cheated level is perfect for them. Then the Skin Stealers, found in a lot of places, also very common on this level. Server Boxes. They're found almost everywhere in this level, considering this is an old server compartment. the game creators. Every now and then they'll do a check on the level. They claim to be the creators of the arcade game. They refuse to reveal their true names. Therefore, wanderers call them Red and Blue. They aren't normally hostile, but once provoked, you'll have a very hard time with them. And how can we forget the infamous partygoers, folks? Yeah, they're too found in the level You Cheated. However, surprisingly, the partygoers are very well-mannered in this level. If you do encounter one, don't worry, they're the safe ones. They'll take you to their meeting room. Try to run around as much as you can. You will eventually find one. To encounter partygoers in this level is now very common. Coming to the entrances. Attempting to no-clip into the front rooms from the main 5 levels will bring you here. Cheating on a game in level 3999 will send you here if you're considered horrible. Trying to barter with the judge will get you sent straight into the 40-minute mark. Using a radio to copy answers in level 1089 will send you here. This also works with calculators and computers. Do the work yourself if you don't want to be sent here. Apart from these cheater methods, there are a few other methods too. Powerful entities are able to send you here at will. Don't outrage them. Trying hard to no-clip out of the void sends you here without any departure. Attempting to duplicate your money by glitching it out on level 5999 teleports you here. Attacking the Wanderer in level -654 will lead you here. Now, the exits. Powerful entities will possibly seize you out if they realize you've performed something wrong. Then you'll appear in the Promised Land if you've been reasonable sufficiently. After you survived past the 60-minute mark, there's a slight chance for you to get out of here. No clipping into a powered-on computer will bring you to the server room. If it's turned off, you'll fall into the void. I think that would be quite a bad exit. These are mostly the effective exits so far. However, only a few of them are leading to any good level, though. So now tell, who all wants to go to the level You Cheated? Comment below. Level Game Over is an anomalous level, which consists of a series of abandoned hallways that seem to lead nowhere. It comes under class Dead Zone in survival difficulty. That means it's a pretty dangerous level, inhabitable, and has lethal entities. When you enter this level, you'll notice Entity 555 standing right in front of you. Yes, Entity 555 has created this level. They're also known as the game creators. Entity 555 are 2 separate entities that regularly appear as 2 pairs of lone, glowing eyes. Wanderers call them Red and Blue. They also claim to be the creators of the arcade game, too. They aren't normally hostile, but they will try to get people to come to their level, and they keep finding new ways to sneak their game into other levels. So, as soon as you enter this level, you can see these guys standing. How they look at you depends on how well you played their game. If you put time and effort into it, there's a higher chance of encountering an exit. Also, it should be noted that Entity 555 takes into account how skilled a person is. Means if they notice that you're trying but you aren't good at the game, they'll take pity and make it easier to exit. They say some people just aren't skilled at the game, and we understand that. We take it into account and give a much lighter punishment for that case. Same is true if you're trying your hardest but lose. This gives me the impression that these guys are actually the good entities. Anyway, occasionally rooms can be found in this level. They can be abandoned bedrooms, living rooms, offices, any room you can imagine. These rooms usually have supplies, however they also most likely have entities residing in there. This level is full of hostile entities wandering in the halls such as smilers, hounds, skin stealers. So it's not advised to explore these rooms too deep unless you want to get eaten by a hound. Sometimes almond water can be found, but be careful as it can sometimes be liquid pain too. And that's not the only thing about this level, because upon staying in this level for 24 hours, weird events will start to occur, which include the following. Event 1. One day. It takes place after spending a day in this level. The entities will gain a sense of where you are and start trying to corner you. From this point, the level starts to get pretty crazy. Event 2. 3 days. After 3 days, liquid pain will start dripping from the ceiling, and the probability of encountering it will increase. Event 3. 1 week. It's been 1 week into this level. By this point, the entities are quite frustrated and will start coming from the walls and ceilings, desperately looking for you. And this is where most wanderers die. But if you somehow survive, then comes Event 4. 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks now, and Entity 555 will start hunting you down. Why? Because almost nobody has survived longer than a week in Game Over, and you must be a pretty stubborn wanderer who's still roaming in the dark hallways of Game Over. Event 5. 1 month. By this time, Exit appears. It'll take you to the level you were in before you got into Press Start. But if you didn't leave, then comes Event 6. 2 months. All entities gain some speed. Event 7. 5 months. Entity spawn rates go extremely up by a lot. Your maximum sanity you can have has been halved. Almond water is now less common to find. Event 8. 10 months. Entities are now extremely fast. If even one sees you, you're going to die as you can't outrun them. All almond water turns into liquid pain, but you'll no longer lose sanity. It's now a game of luck. Event 9. 11 months. Entities are now able to spawn on you. Event 10. 11 months, 8 days. Entity 555 will start getting cloned. Event 11. 11 months, 15 days. Exits become more common. Event 12. 11 months, 17 days. Exits become even more common, and all entities will start cloning. Event 13. 11 months, 25 days. Exits are now extremely common, appearing every corner you turn. It's like now the level is tired of you because you're just not leaving. Then the final event happens. Event 14. 1 year. All entities will die on the spot. A voice from an unknown source can be heard. Congratulations, you survived. It's time to go home after all this torture. Phew! That's it. You won. This proves level Game Over is no joke, because that was one of the highest occurring events in the history of events. Now, about the colonies and outposts. There used to be a colony here named as the Safekeepers. There were 7 people. Entities weren't able to spot this base as they were covered in the walls. Even if entities find the location, they can't break the walls. They used to welcome wanderers and were keeping them safe. But as you can guess, looking at the survival difficulty of this level, the Safekeepers were killed after a month. No one knows how exactly they were killed, but I'm guessing they must have been killed by the entities. After all, there's no base here right now. Entity 555 says, "We're not really against colonies in this level. but you should know they probably won't last forever. About the entrances. Lose all 3 lives on our game, and you'll end up here. Tamper with any machine in level 3999, you'll be directly sent to this level. About the exits. Stay in the level for a gear to teleport to the front rooms. But as you've already seen, the chance of survival is so incredibly low that hardly anyone survives. Attempting to no-clip with the intention of getting to the front rooms will lead to somewhere much worse. Attempting to no-clip just to escape will lead to a lighter punishment. Being taken to a higher class level. Asking for forgiveness the first time will allow you to try again. But if you fail and try again to beg, well, we got bad news. There is no second chance. And that's it for today. Let me know in the comment below which level you want to see next. See you in my next video. Till then, bye.